It is saying we have to present our bodies. We have to give account. Now, the presentation here of the body is not unto men to see. It's not unto men to see, but it is unto the Father. Because the word says that present your bodies as living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God. To God. So now, you put your mind focused on presenting your body holy and acceptable unto God. So there is a level of that focus. In that somebody reaches a level and you look at them and you're like, wow, this is interesting, you know? But we can all reach there. Why? Because we have one high priest. We have one high priest who is continuously interceding for us, who is continuously praying for us, and who is continuously requesting us to go and reason with him that we may obtain mercy, you know? But above all, we have to carry our cross every single day. Yeah? Don't think that if you're already a Christian, you know the word of God, you won't fall a victim of sin. No. It's not like that. You are still a victim. But what makes you different is the fact that you make a decision to carry your cross every single day. It is you being able to acknowledge that you are weak and your source of strength is in the Lord, which means you will keep going to the Lord daily to get that strength to sustain you through the day. You know? Through the day. The time you fail to get that strength to sustain you through the day, you will go down or you will fall. That's why in verse 2 it says that, and do not be conformed to this world. It says that do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing, the renewing of your mind. Now, renewing here is in continuous. It's in a continuous tense. You don't renew your mind this Sunday, then you wait the next Sunday, you go to church and you renew your mind. No. Renewal of the mind is continuous on a daily. The singer K-String says that, do your work in me, purify my motives, let my will be covered in your will. You get? So on a daily, we have to renew our mind. We have to put into remembrance who we are on a daily. That's why the Apostle Paul comes and tells us not to give up fellowshipping, not to give up the word. You know? Now, holy and acceptable, which is your reasonable worship. Now, worship here is in the sense of being actively obedient in daily life. Being actively obedient in daily life, as the Hebrews call it, latria, to be actively obedient in the daily life of a Christian. You're not going to just be obedient because God has provided something to you, but you're going to be obedient in your daily life because that is the way to go towards renewal of the mind. That is the way to go towards offering perfect worship. That is the way to go towards presenting the body as a living sacrifice, because the body is like a hedge. The body is like a hedge. When you fail to trim it, when you fail to trim the flesh, it outgrows its boundaries. So on a daily we trim, so that the flesh remains in line. Now, reasonable. To present your body as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God, which is your reasonable service, or which is your reasonable worship. Now here, reasonable, in the sense that something reasonable is something that is worth receiving. That means that there is worship which is not reasonable. Because if there's reasonable worship, then there is unreasonable worship. You know? Worship goes beyond the gestures of kneeling down, which is good. Yes, it's good, lifting hands and honoring the presence of God and His Spirit. That is nice. But worship is more of your heart circumcision and your heart obedience on a daily basis. So for worship to be reasonable, it has to be worth. It has to be worth before the ears of God. Now for us to offer, we have to offer worthy worship because of what He did for us, because of who He is to us, a Father, a Creator, a King. Now, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God. Now here, mercies of God, it means that if we stand on our own that we are going to offer worship with our human understanding, we won't be able to offer the rightful worship. Because the word says that it is by His mercies. It's by the mercies of God that we are able to offer that reasonable worship. So if we don't receive mercy from Him, we shall not be able to offer the reasonable worship unto the Lord.
And He has encouraged us to come to Him.
Now, that you present your bodies. Now, it says that you present your bodies a living sacrifice. Now, I want you to think about it. Bodies becoming one. Bodies becoming one sacrifice. Now, what did the scriptures mean by offering your bodies as a sacrifice? Presenting your bodies a living sacrifice. Holy, 1. 2, acceptable to God, which is your reasonable service. Now, bodies becoming one sacrifice is in the sense that every aspect of your body becomes one, becomes in alignment. Every aspect of your body becomes in alignment, then you offer as a sacrifice. Now here, the aspect is your spiritual body. That is your spirit. Your mind as the body. Your heart as the body. The flesh as the body. Then your soul as a body. Now when all these three are in alignment, you offer as one sacrifice. When the flesh is against it, and the spirit is against it, and the mind is against it, you will fail to offer what they call a reasonable worship. Now this is the reason as to why you will see a man go to a mountain to receive the fragrance, or to make sure that his flesh aligns to the spirit before he can offer reasonable worship. Now we don't need to go to a mountain, maybe Mount Renzori, before you can offer reasonable worship. Now the mountain here, I mean your altar. It is very key for a Christian to have an altar where they draw strength every single day to sustain them through that day. Yeah? There are times when you say you're going to fast, but when you don't go to your altar and receive grace to sustain that fast. You realize by around 1 p.m. you're very hungry. Your stomach is wanting to catch fire. But when you go to the altar and you gain new strength to carry you through that day, it is different. I have noticed it. I am speaking from a place of experience. I have noticed it. The times I wake up and I fast without asking for new grace, strength to carry me that day, it's usually not easy. That's why you find people want to buy for you things, they'll want to bring for you what, you know. Now, to continue. Now, this sacrifice, these bodies that we have spoken about, the mind, the spirit, the heart, the flesh, and the soul, these bodies becoming one sacrifice has to be pleasing unto God.